What if I told you that the man living next door, the friendly neighbor who helped mow lawns, babysat kids, and hosted weekend barbecues, was actually one of the most ruthless serial killers in American history? This is the story of John Wayne Gacy, aka the Killer Clown. Now, between 1972 and 1978, Gacy was a well-loved community figure in the suburban Chicago. By day, he was a successful contractor, a cheerful volunteer, and a man with political connections. By night, he became a predator, luring teenage boys into his home only not to be seen again. But how did no one notice? How did he fool an entire neighborhood? And what finally led to his capture? Let's unravel the darkness behind the painted smile. John Wayne Gacy wore many masks. He was the perfect neighbor. The guy who threw block parties, dressed up as Pogo the Clown to entertain children, and took photos with politicians. But behind those cheerful eyes, beneath that red nose and painted grin, was a deadly secret. Police would later uncover the unimaginable. Buried beneath Gacy's house, in the crawl space, were the remains of 29 boys. All young. All unsuspecting. Gacy's method was calculated, cold, cruel. He'd lure teenage boys with job offers, easy cash, or just an invitation to hang out. Once inside his home, he'd perform what he called the handcuff trick, pretending it was part of his clown routine. But once they were shackled, Gacy transformed. No more jokes, no more smiles. He became a killer. He sexually assaulted his victims and then strangled them, often with a makeshift tourniquet, tightening the rope until life slipped away. And then he buried them in the crawl space under his house, layer by layer, as if he was building his own crypt beneath his feet. Years passed, and yet no one suspected the man who made children laugh. But every mask eventually slips. In December 1978, 15-year-old Robert Pius vanished after telling his mother he was going to talk to a contractor about a job. That contractor was Gacy. Police quickly became suspicious. They placed Gacy under surveillance, and the more they watched, the darker things became. Eventually, a search warrant led them to his house. The officers noticed an overwhelming, putrid smell coming from beneath the floors. They dug, and then the horror surfaced. Later, more was found in the nearby Des Plaines River. Gacy was arrested, tried, and in 1980, sentenced to death. He spent 14 years on death row before being executed by lethal injection in 1994. His last words, "Kiss my ass." What is truly terrifying isn't he just Gacy's crimes but how easily he lived among friends, neighbors, and even politicians. The real monster was hidden in plain sight. Would you have noticed the signs? Could you have suspected the man behind the clown paint? Drop your thoughts in the comments. What red flags do you think people missed? If you want to dive deeper into more twisted cases like this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification button. And remember, not every smiling face is innocent.